What if I told you that the exercises you love the most at the gym are the very ones silently destroying your knees and spine without you even realizing it? It doesn't matter if you've been training for years or just started working out after turning 40, this video could save you from an injury that might sideline you for months. Today, you're going to discover the 11 most popular gym exercises that are secretly ruining your body. And the worst part? You're probably doing several of them. Rank 11, barbell bench press. This is one of the most loved, praised, and overrated exercises in the gym. The classic barbell bench press. But listen carefully, it wasn't designed for every body type. The bar forces your arms into a completely fixed path, and if your shoulders don't have perfect mobility, you're going to pay for it. Every time you lower the bar below your chest, you create an aggressive torque angle on your shoulder joint. This tension puts your rotator cuff at serious risk, and over time, it can lead to anything from mild tendonitis to a full tear. And that's not all. Many lifters, in an effort to push more weight, exaggerate their lower back arch. That powerlifting trick you see all the time collapses the lower spine, creating a hyperextension that multiplies the compression on your intervertebral discs. What looks like a small technical adjustment could actually be the silent cause of a lumbar hernia. So what's the better alternative? Dumbbell presses. With dumbbells, each arm moves independently, allowing for a far more natural range of motion. You can adjust your grip width, control how deep you lower the weights, and keep a neutral spine throughout. Plus, you activate stabilizer muscles, recruiting more fibers without putting your joints at risk. In short, dumbbell presses aren't just safer, they're more effective. Rank 10, conventional deadlift. The conventional deadlift is one of the most respected exercises in the entire fitness world. It's called the king of lifts for a reason. It works your entire posterior chain, builds raw strength, and is a symbol of power. But if your form isn't flawless, that king turns into a tyrant and can wreck your lower back without mercy. On paper, the movement is simple. Pick up a barbell from the ground and stand up. But in practice, it demands surgical precision. Just a slight curve in your spine, on the way up or down, can generate vertical pressure on your intervertebral discs that multiplies your body weight several times over. We're talking about compression forces easily exceeding 400 kilograms in the lumbar region, according to real biomechanical studies. If your discs aren't healthy or hydrated, something that naturally declines with age, your risk of herniation or disc bulging skyrockets. And that's not even mentioning how many people lack proper hip mobility to keep their spine neutral throughout the lift. When the hips don't move, guess what compensates? Exactly. Your spine. And that's the last thing you want after 40. The smarter alternative is the sumo deadlift. This variation places your feet wider apart, your knees more bent, and your torso in a more upright position. Doing so drastically reduces tension on your lower back and redistributes the load among your adductors, glutes, and hamstrings. The movement pattern is friendlier, the range shorter, and the risk much lower. The deadlift will always be a phenomenal exercise, but if you're over 40 or simply want to protect your back for the long haul, sumo is your new best friend. Rank 9, Smith Machine Squat. The Smith Machine Squat is a gym classic. At first glance, it looks safe. The bar is guided. You don't need to stabilize, and you can focus on moving weight. But that safety is actually a silent trap. The problem lies in its fixed path. Your body isn't built to move in a perfectly vertical line. Forcing yourself into that artificial pattern alters your natural biomechanics. And when that happens, your knees and lower back start paying the price. To keep balance in the Smith machine, most people place their feet forward. That completely changes the force distribution and creates a leverage angle that multiplies the stress on the patellofemoral joint. In other words, your knees take a brutal hit in an unnatural position. And let's not forget your spine. Forcing a rigid, upright posture that doesn't fit your body often makes you tilt your torso awkwardly or hyperextend your lower back. It all feels fine until the pain kicks in later. The safer, and much more functional, alternative is the goblet squat with a kettlebell or dumbbells in the front position. This variation keeps your torso upright, naturally activates your core, and allows the movement to adapt to your actual structure, not the geometry of a machine. Holding the weight in front of your body, they also improves posture, reduces lower back stress, and engages stabilizer muscles, essential for long-term joint health and injury prevention. The Smith machine may make you feel strong, but a free squat with proper technique and control makes you truly strong and bulletproof. Rank 8. Leg press. The leg press is one of the most popular exercises in any gym. It feels comfortable, stable, and lets you push heavy weight without worrying about balance, but that comfort hides one of the biggest dangers to your knees and your spine. When you load up the sled and lower it too deep, your knees get close to your chest, putting your joints under extreme compression. At that angle, your menisci and cruciate ligaments are under massive stress. Go past your natural range of motion, and each rep becomes a direct assault on your knee cartilage. But it doesn't stop there. In that deep position, your lower back tends to lift off the pad. The moment you lose contact, you create a curve that compresses your spinal discs. You might not feel it right away, but the cumulative damage builds up. And when it shows up, it comes with pain, stiffness, and often herniated discs. The solution? Swap the leg press for the inclined hack squat machine. This version keeps your back fully supported, your feet in a safer, more natural position, and your knees at a healthier angle. You still target your quads effectively, but without punishing your joints. Plus, the hack squat lets you control the movement depth far better, protecting both your knees and your lower back. What you lose in ego from not lifting huge numbers, you gain in longevity, safety, and real results. The leg press lets you chase big numbers, but if those numbers cost you your joints, is it really worth it? Rank 7. Behind the neck lat pull down. The behind the neck pull down used to be considered an advanced movement. Seeing someone pull a bar behind their head once looked like a sign of strength and mastery. But today, with what we know about biomechanics and joint health, that move is basically an open invitation to disaster. When you pull the bar behind your head, you're forcing your shoulders into extreme external rotation, a position where the joint is fully exposed and vulnerable. This posture narrows the subacromial space, that small passage where key tendons like the supraspinatus run through. The result? Constant friction, inflammation, tendinitis, and eventually, tears. But the risk doesn't stop there. To let the bar pass behind your neck, most people jut their head forward, which hyperextends the cervical vertebrae. This compresses the discs and puts direct pressure on the nerves exiting the spinal cord. Feeling tingling in your arms after back day? Check your form, or better yet, your exercise choice. The logical, effective, and far safer alternative is the front lat pull down. By pulling the bar to your chest, you keep your elbows aligned with your torso and allow your shoulder blades to move naturally, working with your shoulders, not against them. Plus, the activation of your lats is equal or even superior, with dramatically reduced joint stress. In short, the behind the neck pull down is a classic, but it's a classic that doesn't belong in smart training anymore. Train with science, not nostalgia. Rank 6. Barbell lunges. Bar on the shoulders. At first glance, barbell lunges look like a powerful functional exercise, and they can be. But they're also one of the riskiest ways to challenge your balance, your spine, and your knees all at once. Placing a loaded barbell across your traps while stepping forward is, biomechanically, an unstable movement by nature. Your center of gravity shifts with every step, and if your core isn't fully engaged, or if you simply misstep, you can lose balance in a split second. The problem? You've got a barbell pressing down on your spine. Any loss of stability during the eccentric phase can twist your lower back or overload your front knee, especially if your hip or ankle mobility isn't ideal. And if you're training past 40, you already know. Mobility starts to decline by default, not by choice. The most common injuries from this exercise include lower back strain from compensation, sciatic nerve irritation from pelvic rotation, and patellofemoral overload from poor knee to ankle alignment. In short, too many risk factors, all happening simultaneously. The safer and smarter alternative is dumbbell lunges. Holding the weight at your sides lowers your center of gravity, improves stability, and allows you to focus on proper form without compromising your spine. Another great option, especially if you've had injuries or limited mobility, is TRX-assisted lunges. They build strength, control, and range without punishing your joints. Lunges are an incredible tool, as long as you choose the version that fits your body, not your ego. Rank 5, behind the neck barbell shoulder press. There was a time when the behind the neck press was a symbol of strength, skill, and serious shoulder training. But today, we know something that was ignored for decades. This movement is a dangerous trap for anyone who values joint health, especially after 40. Lowering the bar behind your head forces your shoulders into a combination of extreme external rotation and abduction at a highly compromised angle. That position isn't just unnatural, it's mechanically destructive to the rotator cuff, one of the most delicate and frequently injured muscle groups among recreational lifters and older adults, but it doesn't stop there. To compensate for limited mobility, because let's be honest, almost no one has perfect thoracic flexibility, the body responds by arching the cervical spine and jutting the head forward. That posture puts brutal tension on the neck vertebrae, turning what should be a shoulder movement into a serious threat to your cervical spine. The most common injuries from this exercise include supraspinatus tears, subacromial impingement syndrome, cervical disc compression, and chronic tension in the traps and scalene muscles. The safer and far more effective alternative is the front dumbbell shoulder press. This movement respects your shoulder's natural range of motion, allows each arm to move independently, and lets you adjust wrist and elbow rotation to protect the joints. And here's the kicker. Not only is it safer, it actually activates more stabilizer fibers and builds functional shoulder strength, which is what truly matters for long-term training longevity. The behind-the-neck press belongs in the past. If you want strong, durable shoulders, don't push them to the limit with a technique the experts already abandoned. Rank 4. Dumbbell flies on a flat bench. Flat bench dumbbell flies are one of the most classic chest exercises. They look elegant, they feel deep, and many lifters swear they're sculpting the chest. But here's the truth few mention. This is one of the most silently damaging exercises for your shoulders. When you open your arms wide with dumbbells, your shoulder joints enter a position of maximum stretch, with ligaments and tendons fully elongated and exposed. And when you go past chest level, as many do, chasing a bigger stretch, you're creating a dangerous lever that places direct tension on the joint capsule. The rotator cuff experiences excessive traction, and the stabilizing muscles can't properly protect the joint, especially when you're lifting heavy. Add in the common mistakes of arching the back or lifting your feet off the floor to help the motion, and you've got the perfect recipe for injury. The usual consequences? Chronic shoulder tendinitis, joint instability, radiating arm pain, and in worst cases, partial rotator cuff tears, all from an exercise that honestly has safer, smarter alternatives. The ideal substitute is cable or machine flies. Why? Because they maintain constant tension throughout the entire range of motion, let you control the angle precisely, and prevent that dangerous overstretch that causes more harm than gain. You can also adjust the starting position to stay within a healthy joint range, crucial once you're over 40. It's not about eliminating flies, it's about doing them intelligently. Swap the flat dumbbells for a system that gives you control, tension, and safety, and your shoulders will thank you for it. Rank 3. Traditional ab crunch. Floor crunch. The floor crunch is probably one of the most performed exercises in fitness history. You see it everywhere. Group classes, home workouts, ab game, ab circuits. But there's a serious problem with this popular move. And no one warns you until it's too late. Every time you do a crunch, you're flexing your lumbar spine forward. That alone doesn't sound too bad, but repeat it over and over, day after day, with dehydrated spinal discs, which naturally happens after age 35 or 40. And you're creating cumulative compression that slowly wears down your lower back health, and it gets worse. Many people perform crunches with their hands behind their head, unintentionally pulling on the neck during every rep. That transfers absurd tension to the cervical vertebrae, leading to neck pain, stiffness, and even dizziness over time. The irony? The crunch only targets one small part of your core, the superficial rectus abdominis, and completely ignores deeper muscles like the transverse abdominis and internal obliques, which are the true protectors of your spine and posture. The safer and far more effective alternative is the plank. Done correctly, the plank activates the entire core isometrically. Abs, lower back, glutes, and shoulders. All at once, without compressing your spine or straining your neck. Instead of bending your spine 30 times a day chasing a six-pack, strengthen your core intelligently. Because if your midsection isn't stable, no other muscle can do its job safely. Rank 2, diamond push-up. At first glance, the diamond push-up looks like a powerful, advanced move to target the triceps. And yes, it hits them hard, but it does so at a cost few are willing to pay once the damage starts showing up. The problem lies in your hand position. By bringing your fingers together to form a diamond directly under your chest, you're forcing your wrists into an extreme extension angle, directly stressing the carpal tunnel. That repeated compression can irritate the median nerve, leading to numbness, pain, or even loss of hand strength. But that's not all. The elbows stay too close to the body, creating intense compressive pressure on the joint, especially on the extensor tendons. That's one of the main reasons many people develop epicondylitis, better known as tennis elbow, without ever touching a racket. And to top it off, this position also forces internal shoulder rotation, which strains the rotator cuff and puts the anterior deltoid in a highly vulnerable position, especially when your chest approaches the floor. The smarter alternative? Tricep rope pushdowns. This exercise allows you to hit the triceps just as hard, but without putting your joints in danger. The rope handles let your wrists rotate naturally through the movement, minimizing stress on elbows and wrists. Plus, you can precisely control the angle, range of motion in, and load, without relying on body weight or flexibility. The diamond push-up looks functional, but if you want real, safe, and sustainable tricep growth, especially if you're not in your 20s anymore, there are far smarter options. Rank 1, dumbbell front raise. The dumbbell front raise is that exercise you see in nearly every shoulder routine. It looks simple, controlled, and effective, but in reality, it's one of the most unnecessary and potentially harmful SWAT movements, especially if you're over 40. Here's why. The front deltoid, the muscle this exercise is supposed to isolate, already gets plenty of work from shoulder presses, bench presses, and even incline chest exercises. By overloading it with front raises, you're actually creating a muscular imbalance in the shoulder joint. That repeated excess tension, week after week, can alter your shoulder's natural biomechanics, slightly pushing the head of the humerus forward and causing friction within the subacromial space. Over time, that leads to chronic inflammation, impingement, and tendinitis. And it gets worse. Many people perform this exercise with too much weight, swinging their torso to lift the dumbbells. The result? Unnecessary stress on the lower back due to hyperextension and direct pressure on the cervical vertebrae as they compensate with the neck. The best alternative? Don't do it. Seriously, if your routine already includes shoulder presses and push-based exercises like bench presses or dips, your front delts are already getting all the stimulation they need to grow and stay strong. Eliminating this exercise won't make you weaker. It'll help you stay pain-free. It'll free up energy and focus for movements that actually build balanced, resilient shoulders. More training isn't always better. Smarter training is. And sometimes, that means knowing which exercises to skip. As you've seen, the key isn't to stop training, it's to train better. And if you're now wondering, so what should I do to stay strong without wrecking my joints? The answer will surprise you. Because in the next video, I'll show you 5 exercises you can do at home. No gym, no weights, no machines. That truly activate your muscles. No easy routines here. This is real functional training designed to keep you strong, mobile, and built to last. Click now, and I'll see you there.